Hey everybody, I recently had the opportunity to address the National Campers on Mission Convention and had a great afternoon with those folks. I've got a few video clips to share with you and I would love to come speak to your group, so take a look at this and give us a call.
For some reason they weren't happy with me there, so they transferred me down to Little Rock, Arkansas, to the Clinton Airport. Yeah, I mean, not that that has any significance to this story, but my name is Mike Bishop. I am an American Speaks. I'm a Christian patriot. I love God, I love Jesus Christ, and I love this country. And I spend my time anymore, I've dedicated the rest of my working days to visiting with people, as many people as I can reach, to share a few thoughts with you. What I want to do today is I want to tell you that we've got some serious problems in this country. I'm also going to tell you there's a lot of hope and promise for this country. We can make a big difference, we can, if we do the right things. And I'm going to share some personal stories with you to help us put this point across this afternoon. So I appreciate you giving me some of your time. I will tell you there's a lot of things that support the fact that we are one nation under God. We are a Christian nation. We all know that, and we agree with that. When our founding fathers decided to create this great society, and they were looking for ways to govern, they were looking for resources to guide them in law and government, in social behavior and morality, and they leaned on the Bible. The 7 basic principles of the Judeo-Christian ethic is what guided them. And that's what they leaned on. Some other little known facts that people don't give credit to. You know, God is mentioned in the preamble or in the body of every state constitution. Every one. Back in 1892, our Supreme Court, after studying 60 different historical precedents, they determined without a doubt that this is a religious nation, a Christian nation. The Supreme Court in 1892 ruled that. But that's been long forgotten. Back up a few years, in 1854, Congress did the same thing. They declared that in this age there is no substitute for Christianity. That was the religion of the founders of this republic, and that is the religion that they intended for their generations ahead to worship and witness. The very first session of Congress started with an hour-long prayer. There have been church services, religious services held in the White House and in the Capitol. God's name is on our national buildings. It's in and on our national monuments. It's in the oaths that we take when we testify in court or when we're sworn into an office. It's on our money. It's in our pledge. There is no denying that we are a Christian nation, one nation under God. And I'm here to tell you today, folks, there is no separation between God and the USA. God is in our DNA. In Matthew, we are told that we're the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And we're to let our light shine so that all men can see and glorify our Father in heaven. If we believe that, why would we not put that to work in our government? Well, I've got a list I call my top 20 list. And these are the issues that I think facing our country today that I think are most important. And I have them listed 1 through 20. I could put those up on a board here today. And I really believe that in a short period of time, we would come to a consensus in this room as to the priority of those issues and what we believe should happen in each different instance. Here's some statistics that just totally blew me away when I started looking at it. You know, there's about 300 million Americans today. And there's about 80 million of those 300 that proclaim to be evangelical Christians. 80 million out of 300. The shocking factor of that is only about 40 million of those 80 million people are even registered to vote. Now, I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but that means that maybe half of you sitting here aren't registered to vote. And then it gets even worse. Out of the ones that are registered to vote, only about half of them vote. In 2012, in the last presidential election, 131 million people actually voted. So if our figures are right, that means about 15% were evangelical Christians. We don't have a voice, ladies and gentlemen. We have the opportunity to have the majority voice of the people voting. Former Arkansas Governor, presidential candidate and Baptist minister, Mike Huckabee. In his latest biography, he shared a pretty compelling thought with us. He said that there's a dangerous tendency among Christians in general, and Southern Baptists in particular, to sit around and complain about the direction, the spiraling decline of our nation, and about the integrity of our leadership, but yet at the same time say Christian has no business getting involved in politics. And that's absolutely wrong. And during that time, you talk about how wonderful God is and how He works. During that time, I went from working 15, 16 hours a day to sitting in a recliner, Jerry, all day long. I read my Bible, I prayed, I reconnected with God, and I realized that I had spent 40 years doing what I wanted to do. And now I'm doing what He needs me to do. We don't let her touch the ground. Yeah, we still fold her up just right. On second thought, I guess I do like to brag because I am mighty proud of that ragged old flag. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you all.
Well, if there was a scale on 1 to 10, I'm going to go with the top number. It was awesome. I need to vote, and we have to vote our hearts, and that's what we'll do. And Mike has encouraged us to get out there and be sure and vote. So thanks again for the opportunity to have you here.
I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to hear Mike speak, and I can definitely say that he has a voice for what America needs to hear. A celebration that we had on the square. Oh, what an awesome message! How he kept the audience so.
Mike is over the top good. By the grace of God, this man has a message that needs to be heard. I'm glad that he's willing to do what needs to be spoken, and people listened and responded very positively.
Thank you.
Each vote counts. I mean, every big thing is made by lots of little things. And one vote counts.